sorry for this, let's say, this postponing process. But unfortunately, it's a quite bit complicated for me when I don't have the link before because what I used to do is to put all the links in my calendar. So I just click the link and I'm in the meeting.
Okay.
And I see that usually you just send the link, let's say, when we start the meeting, it's quite complicated.
All right. All right.
And very sorry about that.
No
Actually,
problems.
I have also a colleague who wants to join the call. Let me just send the link to him.
Okay.
Say, Roberto, just 1 minute, please.
Okay.
So yes, I think my colleague will join in a few minutes.
All right.
Yes, actually, we're supposed to be three attending this meeting. I have with me Dr. Gilberto, which is our responsible for all the programming, the space education program in our institution.
Okay.
And he also do the, let's say, the link in between the agency and all the universities in the country. He is already in Dr. Gilberto. And we suppose also to have another doctor, which is Dr. Lumana Soni, which is our colleague, but is currently working from Russia, developing also projects regarding astronautics and astronomy, sorry, and the space.
Okay.
So I
That's
think
fine.
for
That's
us
great.
today, yeah, thank you very much. Well, actually, for us today, I think the point is to have the first exchange because I think we are postponing this meeting for long. And I don't know if probably today we can take a look at the simulator because we would like to do it with our colleague in Omanason, which is, let's say, one of our colleagues which is working directly with astronomy.
Okay.
I'm Osvaldo Porto, and probably Dr. Zolan already talked to you a little bit about I'm working directly with Dr. Solana. And my colleague, Dr. Gilberto, will also present himself. Dr. Gilberto, please take the floor.
Okay, thank you, Porto. And good morning. I don't know how I can call Miracle or
Yes.
Marcel,
Anyone you call me
what you
out,
prefer.
I'll respond.
Averston?
Yeah, you can call me any of my names.
Okay.
I would respond.
Okay, okay, okay. So, okay, Miracle, the first one. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Okay. Nice to meet you too.
Dr. Gilberto Gomez. Um, Okay, thank you. At GGPN, I'm the national coordinator for space education program,
Okay.
and we are very glad to meet you and know more about your project, the project you will present us, because
Okay.
we have a very big interest, especially in space education. We know that space astronomy is the door for know more about spaces.
Yes.
Our space program have we dedicate a lot of times in knowledge about space science, space technology industry. Right now, we are more focused on space technology and industry, and the science is one of the lack that we have right now, the gap that we have right now.
Okay.
And this year we have a very challenge. The our directors, our stakeholders put us a very big challenge in order to recruit astrophysics, astronomers that we have in our country in order to put him together in our platform to start developing space science in Angola because it's very important to us that the country have did a lot of steps in space field. We become more how I can say capables in space technology industry. So we have this lack, and we want to also work with academies, with the schools, and all kind of forces that can contribute with us in this big challenge. So we are very happy to meet you and know how we can exchange experience and how you this program can contribute for the development of space science in Angola. Thank you.
All right. Great. I appreciate your submissions, and I can tell you most of the programs that we promote in my organizations are to fill these gaps, which includes, making astronomy popular, getting the public involved in astronomy research. So it is part of what we do in my organization, and that is why I'm reaching out to each and every country in Africa to incorporate their space agencies into our programs. So that's it. So today I'm going to explain some of the programs that are being carried out in our organization, and then I will go forward to the training because we have this program, we call it citizen science. Citizen science are those kind of research that involves the members of the public. You mustn't be an astronomer to contribute because in astronomy is a field, maybe one of the fields or the only fields in science that everybody can make a contribution and make an actual discovery. So it incorporates the members of the public. So far, you can know how to operate a computer. So far, you have a basic knowledge of computer. You don't need just need zero understanding of astronomy, but you need to be interested in astronomy to be able to appreciate it. So that is what we want to talk about today. So I don't know if we are waiting for any other person, so I can share my screen and proceed with the other presentation that I have.
Yes, Miracle, you can share your screen, no problem. I think, unfortunately, our other colleague will not join the meet today. So you can share, and probably we can, let's say, set a new meeting after this one. Maybe in order to have, let's say, clarification, things like that. So I think for now we can move forward, no problem.
Okay. All right. Let me share my screen.
Sorry, Miracle. Do you have any form to record this meeting?
Okay. I'm recording it right now, but I also
Oh, okay.
have another recording about the process, how to use the software to do the research. I have a separate video on that. So
Oh, okay,
I
nice.
can I
Also,
can
I think
I can send you this particular meeting and also that guide. I can send you
Great.
a link to them.
Great, because Dr. Lomanusoni is he have a great interest to know more about it, and it will be good if he could know more about what we talk about.
Okay, great, great. I will send you the link after the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Miracle, excuse me, right before you can start.
Okay.
I saw that you shared a link. You shared a link, I think, this morning, or probably on Friday.
Yeah, I shared a link.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This link is from the video, the tutorials, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great.
So I want to know if you want us to have the training right here, or maybe you want to go through the tutorial later, so that I will just focus on the general explanation of all the programs in our organization. Maybe later you go through the video. Which one do you prefer?
Yeah, I think that would be great. You can give us just the general picture today. After
Okay.
that, we'll take our time to look at the tutorial, share with our colleagues that probably are not attending the meeting, and things like that. I think that's great to just to see the general picture for the moment.
Okay. All right. So I hope you can see my screen. Okay, great. So I am one of the national astronomy coordinators in Nigeria. So it is part of my role. We spread astronomy in schools across universities and organizations, that education organizations. So these are the programs that are carried out in our organization. We have the Pan African Asteroid Search Campaign. So in this program, we recruit students and teachers and space enthusiasts to join in the search for asteroids in space. I will come back to today because that is the major thing we carry out in our organization. This asteroid search campaign, and it's also recognized by the African Astronomical Society. Is the society, the body in charge of astronomy in Africa. So I'll come back to that later. Then we carry out Zoo Universe citizen science campaigns. Here we recruit students so that they can participate in galaxy research, galaxy classifications, and planet hunting, because there are active research going on in these fields. Many PhD students are carrying out research. There are many more. I'm just giving this as an example. There are very many more research going on. So these PhD students, they they put their data on the universe website, and they want the public to help them to analyze the data. So in the process, the students, mostly students, they learn about astronomy from the process, and they also get to have their name as part of the co-authors of the journal paper. So it is a very serious program. So they also make discoveries in them. Then we have image processing and web telescope. In image processing, we teach students how to use images from ground-based telescopes and space telescopes to analyze them to produce beautiful images like the nebulae, the galaxies. If you check Google, you will see those beautiful images. You know, those beautiful things. So we teach our participants how to analyze them with Photoshop, and also how to download them from the archive of these space telescopes. Then we have web telescopes. Web telescopes are those kind of telescopes you can stay in the comfort of your office or your home or your school to operate. You can actually carry out real research with this telescope. So our participants are using it. We use the Lars Congress Observatory, and we have the Slow Institute of Astrophysics. We have observation time in the telescopes, and our participants use them for their research and for astrophotography. So we have space competitions. We promote space competitions. In fact, this one just ended on 21st. The International Astronomy and Astronomical Competition ended in 21st of April. So it comes up every year. We also promote other competitions related to space. It helps, it motivates students, to be interested in astronomy. Then we have Python for astronomy. We have materials. So if you like coding in astronomy, and you would, um, because in astronomy we make use of the Python program mostly. So we have materials that you can look up to help you to analyze some data in astronomy, and also to manipulate telescopes. So this is my contact. You already have it, and we send emails to schools around Africa, in Africa, so that we can train their students and teachers in our programs. So we have our social media handles. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, and also on LinkedIn. And we are planning to move on to Instagram. But most importantly, we have a WhatsApp group Now we have it has increased to about 200 persons from different countries in Africa because we've started this program since 2020, late 2020, and now so we have been able to cover up to 40 African countries. So we have networks, and our network is ever increasing. So we mostly add our head teachers, the head coordinators in our WhatsApp group to be receiving information. Maybe if your team is participating in the Astro Search or any of the program, and you have any question, you can easily ask me or ask the group members. Many people are there to answer your questions. So now, this is about the asteroid search that I mentioned here. I said I was going to talk about it, the Pan African Asteroid Search Campaign. So, look at this map here. Look at this map. If you observe, you will see the orbits of the planets in our solar system. We have the white orbits. So, these are called the inner planets. So, the inner planets are for Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Then we have this red line here, which we call the asteroid belt. Asteroid belt. That we have the outer planets, which is the Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune and so on and so forth. Now, 4.5 billion years ago, after the formation of the solar system, not everything was able to coalesce into a planet. So some of them were like leftovers. Like after building a house, you would have some leftover materials like stones and cement and sand. So that is exactly what happened after the formation of the solar system. So after this formation of this solar system, these debris called asteroids, they settled in these orbits between these planets, Jupiter and Mars. They settled there, and there are billions of them. There are billions of them. But due to and the orbits are quite stable. The orbit around the the sun is quite stable, but due to sometimes they can collide with themselves because these asteroids they range from sizes from 1 meter to several kilometers, and they are massive and big. So, but from time to time, they collide with themselves. Okay, they collide with themselves and they can change direction. Their trajectory will change, and sometimes they can come inner. They can the orbit will change into the inner into the orbits of the inner planets. I mean, you could have this kind of situation where you have two cars on the highway speeding up, and maybe one left its track and enters into another person's track. You know, it's an accident. So if they collide, they move, the orbit would change and it would move into the inner orbits of the inner planets. And this poses a very great danger. The danger is that they can collide with Earth. And it has been happening for many, many years. Since the formation of Earth 4.5 billion years ago, we have had five major extinctions because of these asteroids. So that is why we are focusing on it. Look at the orbits of this asteroid. See, you can see the orbits of our Earth, the white line, I guess. You can see the orbits of this planet, and you can see how close, and you can see how massive these asteroids are. They are very small, but in a human scale, they are quite large. But in the planetary scale, they are very small. So they could just collide with Earth, and it is a very dangerous, it's a dangerous phenomena. It could destroy a whole city. It can even destroy our planet. It can destroy our existence on the planet. So, like I said before, we have had these extinctions from asteroids about five times. We call it the Cretaceous period. You know, you must have read it from storybook that the dinosaurs got extinct because of these asteroids. The asteroid they didn't have a space program, they didn't have a consciousness to develop space program, and they were all annihilated. So, but on the recent, we have this um, asteroid impact in 1908. It happened in Russia. You can see the massive crater it created right there. And most recently, it happened in Russia in 2013. You can see the simulation here. You can see how massive it is and how bright it is. This happened in 2013. It landed in Russia, but the city is very remote, so it didn't kill anybody, but it destroyed so many property in that city. So after this happened in 2013, the international community took it very seriously to set up surveys, observatories around the world to monitor these asteroids. And because of the massive number of data that is being generated on daily basis, it is not possible to it is not only possible for professionals to analyze it alone. That is why they are engaging the public into this. So that is why our African team comes in. So these are the surveys around the world. We have both space telescopes, ground-based telescopes surveying the skies from different positions on Earth. But the data that we work with are coming from the Pan-STARRS telescope. From the Pan-STARRS telescope. So then look at the Pan-STARRS telescope here. It is in Hawaii in USA. So they collect this surveys the sky every day and collects massive data. And when the data is collected, it is sent to the International Astronomical Research Collaboration. So everything that is registered here receive this data for analysis, and that is the essence of our program. So this is our African team. We have been having this program since, like I said, 2020 till now. We have been engaging many institutions are mostly focused on universities and space agencies because these two organizations, these two institutions have lots of young people attending or coming to them. So that is why I'm more interested in those places. So this is our African team. We have been having this program and currently it is on and your team has been registered. So the only thing remaining is for the training. So this is I've registered you quite all right, but this is the requirement for participation. So each participant or group of participants need a computer, Windows preferably. But if you have Linux, you have Macintosh operating system. We have experts, Jewish experts that can help, that normally helps us to run the software in those operating systems. So in case if anybody has any operating system that is not Windows, there's no problem. They can participate with their computer. Then we have you have to have internet. Okay, you have to have time commitment 4 hours per week. It does not consume time at all. It is not something that happens every day. Okay, you might in a week you might receive 5 image sets, then you can just finish it that day and go your way, go for your business. The next week you receive another data. So that is how it works. Then we have minimum of 3 persons to form a group. So it's a group work, minimum of 3 persons. There's no maximum. Many people, as many persons can participate. Okay, but if you have multiple groups, we can register those multiple groups. So this is. I have to stop here. I have to stop here. The rest of the information about how to use the software is in that is in that video that I sent to you. And if you go through them, I made every single point very clear. Even some of our participants have used it and they have highly recommended it and say yes, it works and they understand the program very well. So that is the essence of the program, and I would like your team to go through the tutorial maybe this week. There's still time. If you go through the tutorial this week, you can, you know, use this week and brush up and join in.
I'm working from home, but
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that my network was off and I was actually talking. I'm so sorry
Oh,
for the inconvenience.
Very
But I want to know
yeah, because
where where I stopped. What did you hear last? So that I would repeat those parts. I was actually talking and talking and
uh,
talking with my
okay,
slide.
okay. I think that the ones from the telescope from Hawaii or US.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me connect back.
I don't know if the network problem in Nigeria is the same as in Angola because we have
No,
also
this is
this
no.
kind of
Actually, this
problem.
is we usually have a poor network, but this particular thing that happened now has never happened before in all my meetings. Like,
Okay.
I was actually talking and I didn't know the line
Uh-huh.
was off
Oh, pretty bad.
because I was looking at my slides. But
Okay, I got you.
let me get back to where I stopped so that
I think it's slide 8 probably.
okay. Can you see my slide now?
Yeah, yeah, we can see.
Okay. So I said recently we
no,
had
the next one, I think it was the next one.
okay. Okay, look
No,
at
yes, this one. Yeah.
okay. So this is the Pan-STAR telescope. It is in Hawaii. It is the one that we use, the one that collects all the data that we use in this program. And it is one of the busiest in the world. It's a very sophisticated telescope. So it scans the sky every day and sends the data to Isaac. This means International Astronomical Source Collaboration. So that is where teams register from all over the world. We have thousands of schools from all over the world participating. So, but in it, we have our African group. We have our Pan African Asteroid Search campaign, and this campaign happens every month. It's a monthly program. So you register, like I sent you a form and you filled it. So your team gets registered. What you see here is for our past campaigns. Your team is not here, but in the campaign that is happening right now, your team is registered there. So, and I hope you have been receiving notifications from the organization, from Isaac. Have you?
Yeah, yeah. We are receiving notification.
Okay.
We're receiving
So,
notification.
so, and I said these are the requirements. We have the requirements is a computer, and the computer must be a Windows. But if you don't have a Windows computer, maybe you have Linux or Macintosh, we have experts that can help to configure your system so that the astrometrical software will work in your computer for the research. So no matter the version of Windows, whether Windows 7, or Windows 8, or Windows 11, the program can work perfectly well. Then you have to have a good internet connection. Okay, maybe if you have 3G, it can still work, although it doesn't consume much data. Okay, just good internet. Then we have time commitment. You just need maybe 4 hours per week. So the program is not it is not time consuming. No matter how busy you are, even if you have examinations or maybe you have conferences, you can participate. Okay, you don't. It's not every day you analyze data. So it comes in maybe 5 data per week. You share it among your group members. Maybe you will get one. Maybe your team will get one data. You analyze the data. You submit it. Then you go and go back to your business. So,
Miracle,
yep,
miracle.
yep.
Can I ask?
Ask questions.
Yeah, for the last one, the persons that can join us, these 3 persons. What kind of abilities? What kind of what I can say qualification must have these people to form
Okay,
a group?
okay. So I said everyone. So far, you know basic computer operation. You don't need to know astronomy. You don't need to have a degree in astronomy. So far, you are passionate about space, you love space, and you have basic computing idea, you can participate. So whether you are a high school student or a university student or a researcher in PhD, you can participate.
Okay, the group, the person can be from three to whatever,
Yeah.
to hundreds.
Ah, hundreds. Mini number of your team.
Yeah, minimum number to join a group from to
Okay.
form a group
Okay. Minimum is
is
three.
a three, right?
Is three.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Then
you have the limits, some
um.
limits will you have?
Okay. If you, I would suggest if you are more than 10, or let me say 15. If you're more than 15, we have to allocate two slots. I mean, one slot per 15 persons. One slot per 15 persons so that they will have enough data to work
So
with. Yes.
okay, okay.
Yes.
From group, each group must have the minimum of three and maximum 15.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
but if you have
okay,
up to 100, that means you have to inform me in time so that we will tell the Isaac people that about 10 I mean, about 100 persons are coming from a particular country, so they would allocate more slots for your group.
okay.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank
Miracle.
you.
Actually, this question is kind of a provocative because in Angola, Miracle, we have a very few initiatives regarding astronomy, and
Okay.
I got the point that Dr. Gilbert addressed. And the point is that we would like to have also this initiative spread in our universities and the schools. And
Yes.
I think probably GGPN has the space agency can, let's say, can take this opportunity of know about more astronomies and things like that to take it from schools and contribute it from those schools
Sure.
because we are actually working a project to leverage our ecosystem, and we would like to have more people working in things related to space and astronomy, things like that. So that's why we would like to know, as Dr. Gilberto said, we have the minimum number of persons to join the group because we can. I think we can have, let's say, we work in order to have. Let's say a group of universities and the school probably also contributing to this initiative. So this is the kind of study that we will do after this meeting.
Okay, let me
But
suggest.
we
Can
are
I suggest?
Yeah, and
yeah.
just add in this question, the minimum age also, the minimum age for
Okay, I
to
said
join this
high
group.
Yeah.
school. Anybody in high school can participate. Anybody. High
Right.
school age.
Perfect.
High school. But let me suggest. This is the first time you're participating. So I would suggest if you can have teachers to participate first so that they will have experience so that
Oh, great.
subsequently you can incorporate as many students as you want. And
Hmm.
you have to keep training because you have to train first before you participate. Train first before, so the
So
teachers will continue to train them. So depending on how many they were able to train, we will now know the number of persons that will be participating. So that is how it is going to be.
sure, sure. That sounds great, Miracle. We totally
Yeah,
agree with
yeah,
you.
I agree. Yeah.
So I have actually finished presenting, so I'll be attending to your questions.
Okay. Very good. So maybe I'd like to start with some questions. I think I don't have too many. First of all, I think one question you already respond to them is to that, which is if it's possible to have this software work in a Mac computer.
Yes, we
You say
we
yes.
if you have teams that have a Mac operating system or Linux, we have experts from Israel, Jewish scientists. They're also into this kind of research. So we're going to schedule a meeting. I'm not an expert in that. So if you have your team with Mac or Linux operating system, you have to inform me in time so that we can schedule a meeting so that we can incorporate those experts and they would teach how to use those um, how to use Linux. and mark
Very good.
for the research. Yes.
Okay. Well, one more question is I saw that there are kind of a similarity between the breeze and the asteroids that your software can detect. Say the software you're using. My question is: there possible also to detect the breeze from this platform?
Debris.
Especially, yes.
Yeah, you can because
Hmm.
how this software works is that it takes, okay, look at how they collect the data. They scan a particular part of the sky, they zoom in, they scan,
Hmm.
they take four images at different times. Four
Perfect.
images at different times. So then you use the software, you simulate the images, you would you will sense a sign of movement, okay? Because of the images are taken at different times, you would see something moving. So you can use it to detect space debris. You can use it to detect asteroids and also comets. But for space debris, they are much smaller. Space debris are much smaller. So the signal to noise ratio will not be much. Will not be much. So we have not actually used it to detect space debris because of the small size. But for
Right.
asteroids, yes. And comets, yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, no problem. Well, actually, this question is because probably you know a miracle that last year we launched our satellite, Angosat 2, and one of the concerns that we have also is also regarding the space debris in order to, let's say, evaluate
Okay.
our slope. Okay, but
No.
there is no problem with that. We can also look at the breeze, but let's say we can look at the asteroid instead of the breeze without problems. One more
Okay.
question I have is regarding the campaign that you mentioned, which is African campaign. You say that this campaign happened all the months. I think. It's not true.
Oh, there's noise. There's noise. I can't hear you clearly.
Okay. The question was there was a campaign that you've mentioned, which is an African campaign for
Yes.
asteroids. I think it happened all the month,
Yes, every month it happens.
every month. Yes.
Yeah.
When exactly date?
So the one we having now started on 17th and it's up ending on 12th of May.
All right.
Then another one would start. Another one would start. Although after this one, there's going to be a meeting among the coordinators to schedule for another academic year. So I doubt if another one would come up on May, but I would get back to you. But certainly the program happens every month. But I don't know if our team will be involved. But afterwards, we discuss that with the Isaac people. But it happens every month, and we can always register your team.
Okay. Very good. Very good, Miracle. Then maybe one last question is, okay, how we can actually work together because we are interested in this project, as you better said. And then the point is how we can contribute to this initiative. We will install the platform. We will try to understand the platform. And then what's the workflow for that? When we detect the breeze, we report to you, or is there a way to?
Okay. From the video, I specified everything.
Okay,
First of all, I used some mock data sets to practice how to use the software to scan and search for asteroids. Okay, that is the major thing. You will learn how to use the software first, how to use it
very good.
effectively. Then you start because I have already created a page for your team. So you would start. So you submit it directly to the Isaac people, and I demonstrated everything there. You don't submit it to me. It is there. If you watch the video, I my English was calm, I was clear, I was not fast, so I slowed down to explain every single step to any listener.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Miracle. I think for me that's all. I will look at the tutorials and then come back to you.
Okay.
Dr. Gilberto, you have anything to add?
Yeah, just one question or two maybe. In your experience, what's the main point, the main activity that we must have to attract the schools and astronomers to join the program?
Okay. What would attract them is by the by the end of the program, your team would receive certificate of participation. Okay. You also have opportunity to make first-hand discovery. For instance, from 2020 to now, our African team has made up to about 25 provisional asteroids. Like we have discovered real asteroids, and those people would name these asteroids in the future. In Africa, it's only one person that has ever been named after an asteroid, and the man is in Senegal. He's the Senegalese space agency leader. I have forgotten his name, but he's named after an asteroid. So in science, most people get named after an asteroid. That is, we like in terms of honoring them, but in terms of our work, you actually discover these asteroids, and in the next future, you name them. So it's a great honor to have something named after you. So you can imagine that something named after you, you know. So
Yeah,
that's
that's amazing.
yeah. We have
Yeah.
about 25. We have 25 Africans. 25 Africans.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
these are the things that give our members the joy and enthusiasm to participate in the research.
Any other incentives or like be part of or conferences, scholarships?
Okay. No, actually, there is no such thing as that, but we have we are just building a community because
Mm,
this program right now is part of the major aim of the African Astronomical Society efforts. So they want, because in 2024, Africa will be hosting the next astronomy meeting, the International Astronomy Union meeting in Africa. We're going to host it for the first time. So before this meeting, we want to popularize astronomy in Africa. And one of the goals is citizen science. So recruiting Africans to participate in astronomy research in citizen science. So we don't have scholarships. We don't have it. But if you ever make a discovery, okay, you will receive a certificate, okay, for that, and you can include it in your CV. It's an achievement to yourself, okay, an achievement.
mhm.
So that's the incentive.
Okay, I don't understand very well. When we will happen the first astronomical meeting in Africa?
Okay, I think it's on May 2024. May 2024. That's when it is going to happen. If you check,
In
if
which
you
country?
in South Africa,
In South Africa.
yeah, South Africa is Cape Town. They're hosting it.
Okay.
Well,
Mm,
Miracle, it's not a question, probably it's a more, let's say, comment, and probably I would like also to hear your thoughts on this matter, which is there is a kind of challenge in actually in astronomy, which is regarding the white noise from satellite constellations. Do you look also at this difficult when you do your studies?
You're talking about noise from satellite constellations. How?
Exactly, exactly. Well, a couple of months ago, I was in a conference discussing satellite constellations, and I hear from this meeting that one of the problem the community from astronomy is facing currently is regarding the white noise, which is a kind of when you have a lot of satellites in space, it can turn difficult the process of detecting asteroids. I
Oh,
don't know if
I
you
understand.
hear that.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
because these
exactly.
objects that we are observing, are in
Mm-hmm.
principle they are very large, but if you observe them from Earth, they are very tiny. Do you understand?
Mm.
Even
Okay,
a
got
satellite,
it.
a satellite can block your space. Assuming that you want to observe let's say, galaxy. We observe galaxies in arc seconds, very tiny degree, and satellites are larger than this size. So imagine you have this constellation, you have this swarm of satellites hovering around Earth. It's it affects our astronomy research, and it's a big concern in astronomy. But you know we keep talking about it. Elon Musk building his Starlink satellites, always sending satellites in
Yeah, you know
space.
then.
it's a it's
Exactly.
a it's a problem actually, and we keep discussing it. So that's it.
Exactly, because I look at this problem like, let's say, in long-term vision, probably we'll face a lot of problems in astronomy. So
Yeah,
we need to find a win-win agreement in both sectors.
exactly. But another
Yeah.
solution is, as we are exploring, although it's not a solution because it will affect backyard astronomers. Assuming that you want to be an
Mm.
astronomy researcher, you have an observatory in your backyard or in your office. You want to make some observation, and you can have these satellites, hovering around, and you can observe clearly. So, but we are planning. We are moving to the moon. We are planning to move to the moon and Mars, and we are doing that mostly for scientific purpose. So satellites could be set up on these bodies. Okay,
Right.
so
All right.
you can be observing like I told you. I mentioned something like Webb telescope. These are telescope you can operate from the comfort of your office. So assuming that you have a telescope on the moon. Okay, presently the one we have are
Mm.
on Earth. Okay, we have it at different places, even in mountainous areas and the forests. Nobody goes there. Okay, we build observatory there, and we operate it from our homes. So you can have the same situation. You can mount these satellites on the moon or Mars, and you can operate them from Earth. So that is a potential solution to the satellite constellation, but it also limits the kind of astronomy we do
Hmm.
from Earth as their number
Yeah, got
increases.
it. Right.
Okay. Just a few, once again, just a few words about to understand Miracle. This for initiative that you have is the Pan African Asteroid Research Campaign, the Zone Universe Citizen Science and campaigns, processing and web telescopes and space competition, and also Python for astronomy.
Okay.
So this we have this one, two, three, four, five cluster that we can recruit teachers uh, to know more about it and then extend to our students, right? We have this five ways to intro in astronomy, right?
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
we hold meetings from time to time, like we have discussed about the asteroid. Maybe next time talk about image processing. Okay, or maybe if they will not be available, I will make a video recording on use how to download these images from space telescopes. Download them and analyze them, process them. Sorry. So either we have a meeting or they see it through the video.
Okay. Nice. Will be great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Miracle, thank you very much for your time. Actually, there was 1 hour of a lot of knowledge from you, and
Yeah.
I'm really very, let's say, excited and
Me either.
very. I appreciated your sharing.
Thank you
So
too.
we will now look at the tutorial to understand a bit more about all the processes to, let's say, to master the tool.
Okay.
And after that, we'll come back to you in order to have probably clarification or probably to understand more about the meetings and all the processes
All right.
that
Porto,
can come
excuse
along.
me. Yeah, Porto. Before we finished, just a little. I don't know if Mirko can say just a little few words about his startup. How what I can say. What the benefits can have your startups in this kind of
You,
program.
you mean the organization from you, Mr. Miracle? Probably you'd
Yeah,
like to introduce a bit more about your organization because we'd
yeah,
like
yeah.
to understand how you work, your team
You
size,
know,
and things like that. Probably,
Okay.
yes.
I like I
yeah.
my first when I started, I showed it and some of the things that we do, and I said we have a forum, WhatsApp, okay, where
Okay,
we add all the coordinators, not all the person, but the major coordinators of from each country. So we interact there. We share our programs in the forum, and in the forum we have lots of professionals there too.
very good, perfectly
So
understood.
you can network with so many experts from Africa because literally almost all the experts in
Yeah.
Africa, ranging from the astronomical society of African Astronomical Society to ordinary persons in the group that are willing to learn astronomy. Yeah.
So, Miracle, if you don't mind, probably I'd like to ask you to introduce me in these WhatsApp groups that you mentioned so that we can
Okay.
probably follow up more closely, you see.
Okay. I will send you
Uh,
I will send you my phone number.
Great.
You will message me, then I'll add you there.
Very good. Very good. So, I don't know if Dr. Jubelt, you have more things to say, but on my side is all.
No, we're done. We're done. We have a lot of questions that
Uh,
we can in first meeting.
yeah, you know what, Miracle? Actually, you just came up to us in the moment that we were looking at that solution with astronomy because we have a project to identify all the, let's say, the experts in astronomy in our
Wow.
country,
Wow.
and we would like to actually we would like to engage those experts after this process. And Dr. Chobert is the one who is working directly in this project. We
Okay.
would like to engage them with this platform, and you can count on us actually with a very big contribution from Angola.
Great. Great.
We expect to detect an asteroid in a few years.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
would. You even in this campaign, you would. You would. If you
Very good, very
follow
good,
if you follow all the instructions in the video, you would make asteroid discoveries.
perfect. Okay, okay.
All
Well,
right.
thank you very much, Miracle.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Thanks so much.
many thanks.
I
See
will
you
send
next time.
you a link to this meeting.
Okay.
Maybe
Very good.
this
So
evening.
if you don't mind also, well, if you don't mind, you can probably also share your presentation because we have another candidate that is also
Okay, you mean the slide? Oh, network is off.